All right, guys. Man, is my recording software acting kind of glitchy, so I'm gonna have to watch this back before I publish it to see if it's even working right. Anyway, listen, this is not a normal watch list video because the election is Tuesday. I'm making this video on Sunday night, and I can say with confidence that nobody on the planet knows what's going to happen this week, right? With the election, with the public. Um, Major cities or with the stock market, right? Even I could tell you, even if there's a definitive winner on Tuesday night and the winner is X or Y, whatever, I still couldn't guarantee you how the market's going to open the next day. Big gap up, big gap down. I don't know. Nor am I putting any. Well, you guys know I don't hold overnight anyway, but I'm not putting any money to work one way or the other. I'm just going to follow price and volume and support and resistance as the week goes on. But I don't know what to expect this week. That's the one thing I love about day trading is no 2 days are the same because the news cycle, there's always something hitting somewhere and all the different companies and then the macro and politics and everything. There's never two identical days ever. So you're literally putting a puzzle together on the fly every day is one way to look at it. And I like the excitement of that. Speaking of what happens every day, I'm going to slide this over. This is, I went back to May 1st. This is every trade I've taken May 1st until the closing bell on Friday. Green dots are new highs for that period. This was that nasty day right here that I made a video whining about. I've since, kind of turned that into a little blip, but not really. I mean, it's kind of been, it took me, I recovered pretty quickly, but it's just been a slow grind, which is what my equity curve is, and in my opinion, should be. There's not a lot of fluctuations because I follow my process day in and day out. But knowing the macro picture is important. And so knowing that we are coming up into what could be a very bizarre week, just keep that in mind while you're trading. I'm also going to slide. I made a new video this weekend, a follow-up to my transaction tax video. So I made a new one. I made it yesterday and it's already got 3,300 views. So I'm glad to see it's getting passed around. The other one I made was, I think it's gotten over 48,000 views if I'm not mistaken. So I love the fact that people are sharing this and people are watching this. And I keep kind of checking them to see, has anybody replied refuting what I'm saying in these videos? And so far, and I talk about one person who said it was no big deal. That's why I made this video, by the way. This is why I made the follow-up video, because somebody went on and basically said, hey, if you're a good trader, this tax shouldn't matter. So I firmly addressed that in this video. So I do think it's worth a watch. If you haven't seen it yet, go to my Twitter feed. I'm sure you'll find it. If you can't, you can hit me up, email me or whatever, and I'll send you a link to the video. But I think anyone who's trading the U.S. markets and also going to be voting on Tuesday should certainly be armed with this knowledge before you cast your vote, because it's not a small tax. It is literally an industry-ending tax as far as if you trade for a living or if you make nice money on the side trading, and maybe it's not your living, but it's a nice second income. It will put an end to all of that, or I should say, will put an end to all of it if that transaction tax is implemented. It's not a small tax. Watch the video and you'll understand what I'm saying, all right? What am I watching for Monday? Again, I'm entering the day with a lot of caution. NIO, one of the strongest stocks in the whole wide world, and kind of put in a quiet inside day after that big move on Thursday. It's also worth noting it is really, really extended. It's way above the moving averages. So I'll have to have an A+ setup before I'll get involved. Solo, another electric vehicle maker. If NIO starts to get some traction, this one's kind of neat because it had a spike back here, a lower high here, and then on Friday, quiet inside day. I had a really nice trade in this on Thursday. If you hadn't seen my follow-up videos, I literally called it here at 265, and my stop was like a nickel below at 260, and it went up to over 305, which is percentage-wise really, really nice. That one exceeded expectations. Anyway, I'm going to watch that one, especially if NIO gets going. ZDGE, there's not a chart pattern here that I say, oh, we got to get long at this price. It's also kind of extended from the moving averages, but at the same time, you had the gap up on massive volume. Look at the volume that day, which was a little over a week ago, right? And sold off. And usually when you have that big red candle on a gap up, probably bleeds lower for the next week or two, right? This one didn't. It gapped down the next day and it's been climbing ever since. So it's got really nice strength to it. Definitely want to keep an eye on it. CASI just had relative strength on Friday. I don't love this one. It's also a little bit extended, but goes on a chart because I'm a day trader, right? I never thought I'd have a cruise line, being a self-professed germaphobe anyway, right? And I went on one cruise in my life and swore I'd never do it again. They really are floating petri dishes to me. And then you throw COVID in the mix, right? I thought this industry wouldn't even survive. And it's not like a handsome chart right now, but there was a headline on Friday that got these going. And I made a few bucks on a pullback play in this one. But anyway, so it just ripped intraday. And then, pulled back before the close. So I'm going to watch it. That's why, because of the news. And then if you want, sympathy plays, RCL and NCLH are the ones that, will go with all the cruise lines. And sometimes even the airlines go with them. But anyway, I just picked one. I just picked one cruise line, CCL. I'm going to have on watch. But that's about it. CVA, big volume day for the stock and a fairly strong close. So we're going to watch that one. EXAS, really strong stock, had a big rip. Let's see, this would have been Tuesday, then Wednesday lower, Thursday lower, Friday lower, but nice reversal on Friday, so potential long setup there. Remember, I'm in cash every night, so I'm looking for ways to make an intraday trade in some of these on Monday, right? JMIA was really, look at the run from 8 to almost 20 without much of a hiccup in between. Just kept slow grinding higher. Now you've got 4 or 5 days down in a row and nearing the 20 day, so this one meets my parameters to put on bounce watch. I would argue the same thing with GameStop, only it's a kind of a bigger reversal. GME started its rip really, well, you could say back here, but it had a really nice rip this day and is almost round tripped from there. But still, where it is here is a nice partial retracement from where it really started the rally down there to there. And now, maybe a 50% retracement. I'm showing the 50-day, which you can't see on this chart. Somewhere around, let me make this other chart bigger, somewhere around a little over $10. So and this is the 60 period moving on, so it's not far from that. On my chart, I've got the 50 EMA at 1014. So, it's what, 5-6 red days in a row. So the 50-day could provide a decent bounce area, and it's got a lot of shorts in it. Shorts are having their way with it the last week or so. So definitely a good candidate for potential bounce. Couple more. HOG, which is Harley Davidson, had the gap up and the big breakout, and now 3 days lower, basically kind of still a partial retracement when you look for where the gap started from here, right? So, just a few days lower on declining volume. So I want to watch that one. And then lastly, kind of a sleeper pick, MRIM, which had this crazy move, a nice secondary move, and now, down, actually, it hit that buy zone area that we looked for on Friday. I wasn't watching it, but it did catch some buyers there. So I'm going to keep my eyes on that one too. Kind of my sleeper pick for Monday. We will also add gappers to this list in the pre-market, as we always do. And I'm done babbling. I'll see everybody in the chat room on Monday morning.